Stage 6 then of the mountain bike Tour de France. The riders taking in the course today from Solt to Alpt, 47 kilometers and drama all the way. Martinez crashing. And Pallhuber in all sorts of trouble. And Rasmussen too. Well, yesterday's time trial, it sorted the men for the boys. Becoming out of the time trial, Martinez went on to take the over break. We're looking at Dupuy here going through. He did a good ride. He finished in the fourth spot on the day, but really Martinez and Pallhuber had the battles themselves in the time trial. Pallhuber knew on that particular day he had to try and close the gap on Martinez going into today's race. And how much he tried, still Martinez was going to run out victor. And then, of course, he increased his lead to 59 seconds. Sorry, 59 seconds. Martinez then leading Pallhuber by 59 seconds going in to today's stage. Dupuy back in third spot was 4 minutes and 27 seconds down. Pallhuber had a bad day. He wanted to close the gap. But Martinez was absolutely scintillating. So Martinez going on the way to win the stage. He'd really thrown down the gauntlet on day one when he took that stage. He took day two as well. Took over the green jersey of race leader. Although he didn't get stage 3, he was showing after stage 4 when Dupuy's teammate took it that when it came to time trial, he was certainly going to punch another big gap between himself and Pallhuber. For the stage, Solt to Apt, and then the Livration after that going into Manosque. There was, as you can see on your screen here, a lot of climbing to be done early on, but a pretty good run down towards the finish at Apt. A very technical course indeed, and very demanding for these riders. We're getting tired as the days go on. 86 starters left in the race of the 100 that were there on day one. Well, it's all right for you, you're not taking part in the race, chaps. Looking then at Pallhuber on the start line, and a chance to chat some of the riders.
Yeah, I heard it's some good downhills today, but you know, first to get on the top of the mountain, you have to climb, you know. So, well, I can feel now my legs start to be a bit tired. So I just hope I can stay with the front in the climbs, and then of course I'll try to attack in the descent. So I hope it will be a good day.
And what about Martinez in the green jersey? He's saying that I can feel my injury after yesterday. I hope to be very strong though, but I have to be in front. The injury to my leg is nothing serious. And perhaps if Pallhuber falls, I'll also be fighting to the end as well. Well, that's the way mountain biking goes. They're setting off to a very hot pace indeed. And already the front men jostling for a good position as they go into the single track further on down. An extremely fast start indeed, as you can see, and certainly once they got in towards the rough stuff, the top men began to move through to the front. After a couple of kilometres, there was a very good group beginning to form at the front of the race. It's going to be a very hot day in the saddle. Temperatures soaring up towards 30 degrees as the day wore on. A little breakaway group began to form. The Italian Massimo de Bertolis on the front here, the Diamondback rider, followed by Dupuy and Michael Rasmussen from Denmark, Christoph Hereset, and the man who's second overall, Pallhuber. Martinez was trying to hang on to the pace as well. Rasmussen leading the pack through. The Diamondback team had one particular idea in mind, that was really put the pressure on the green jersey all the way through. What could they do to sort out what looked like an impregnable performance so far by Martinez. So one by one riders decided to attack at the front. De Bertolis was soon at the front. That's a fellow in yellow just behind the Bianchi rider. He'd been sent down the road for once again the Diamondback team playing team tactics. Amazing how mountain biking developed now to become a very tactical race with teams then sending men off down the road. We've seen the Sun team doing it in the past. Now Diamondback had taken a leaf from their book and off they went, sending down the road then De Bertolis. Very quick though, Dupuy was on his wheel, marking him for the Sun team. Still then the Italian on the front, Massimo De Bertolis. Quite a surprise to be up there so much in the lead, but the rest began to close up on him. And coming into the first of the assistance part of the course. And here they go. On the way through then, what do they think about this one? He's saying cycle racing is harder than getting in the harvest. Well, they know these farmers. That's a tough job indeed. And now the tactics coming through, because after the softening up process by De Bertolis, Pallhuber starts to go to the front. Rasmussen with comfort company. They open up quite a useful gap at this particular point. Rasmussen was much of a passenger really, with the work really being done by the world champion. This was the day he knew he had to really sort things out as far as Mateo was concerned. Beautiful countryside, but this was going to be the day when the Diamondback team are going to really rip the Sun to pieces. But ahead lay big problems, proving once again that fate can deal a cruel blow. After 12 kilometres, Pallhuber decided to really attack on his own. His teammate was still with Bertolis, and the two of them began to have quite a useful gap. Martinez was in trouble, dropping way back behind. He'd lost contact with a group of chasers. Bonnard of Volvo Cannondale, Bertolis, Rasmussen, Dupuy had gone through. But Martinez had the support of a local man. His teammate Orsel was riding with him. Orsel knew the part of the world very well indeed. He comes from just down the road. He knew it, but Martinez didn't. That was a nasty left-hander. Martinez quickly off his bike and quickly back on again. His teammate waited for him. By now, though, taking advantage of Martinez's problems, Pallhuber had started to really put the pressure on. The gaps were opening up all the way through. Coming in towards the next of the sections, information coming through that they're having some problems. Bertolis and Pallhuber well away at the front, but Pallhuber coming through had his first problem. He'd already had a puncture, but he sorted it out, and he went through the feed. Not having lost too much time with that quick puncture. Not so his teammate, though. This is going to be an awful long change. Watch this one. This is Zolli, the man who got the stage victory a couple of days ago. Taking an awful long time to change his rear wheel, so the Diamondback tactics were beginning to come apart the seams. They needed men up there to shelter Pallhuber, and Martinez went through. Normally on a road bike, a 10-second to 15-second change takes place, but on this occasion, with the special types of free brakes, it takes some time to undo the cables. The battle then still raging on between Diamondback and Son, but as far as Carol Evans is concerned, he'd also been in trouble too. What was it, Carol?
What's up with the crash and yeah, trouble? Yeah, tomorrow race.
Well, there he goes. He's more concerned, of course, his position in the World Cup, where he's the overall leader at the moment, but using the VTT as a form of getting some useful miles, and of course also a chance of picking up some useful cash with well over £100,000 worth of money at stake. But H.Pallhuber was after more than just money. He wanted glory. He wanted to take the lead. This was a day when his team worked out the tactics, and he's certainly blown Martinez apart at the seams. Martinez now was over 2 minutes down, 2 minutes and 5 seconds down on the flying H.Pallhuber. The Italian world champion knew this was his day. His teammates had also been helping him all the way through. Another group began to form: Dupuy, Paulison, De Polis, Savignon. Martinez now 2 minutes and 5 seconds down, still with his teammate, Orsel. Martinez had a really rough day, and his teammate knew it, but he's prepared to stand back and wait and try and shield his teammate and take him through the tough parts. Martinez was really struggling. He could see the jersey going. He'd started the day then just 40 seconds ahead of H.Pallhuber, and now the gaps are opening up and he's losing time all the way. H.Pallhuber was going like a man possessed. What amazing contrast here, the 33-year-old H.Pallhuber against a 22-year-old Frenchman. The experience of the world champion against the youthful up-and-coming Martinez. He's been there ever since he was a junior when he burst upon the scene. Martinez, tremendous all-rounder. Last year he did some 35 cyclo-cross events, 30 road races and 35 mountain bike events, enough to sap anybody's strength at that age. But H.Pallhuber was having trouble. The gap now had grown to 3 minutes to the Martinez. But H.Pallhuber was having difficulty. He'd already had one puncture and his back tyre was softening. What a disaster for the man. He'd gone through the 43-kilometre point with a lead of 3 minutes and 15 seconds over Martinez, and 2 kilometres down the road he began to have trouble with his back tyre yet again, and his handlebars are loose as well. Despite all the work that Diamondback had put in that day, their plan had gone astray. His handlebars are loose and his back tyre was softening. His teammate still just in front, pacing him along the road, was wondering what on earth was going on. H.Pallhuber fighting that back wheel that was bouncing all over the place. Taking advantage of the grass on the side of the road to try and get some pressure into that back wheel to go forward. His teammate just couldn't understand what was going on. Further back, Rasmussen also crashed. In fact, crashes were coming thick and fast, and punctures too. Another man that suffered badly was Christoph Hebeset of the Sun team. He punctured and was going to lose some 17 minutes on the day. H.Pallhuber decided only one thing to do: take out the back wheel and rip off the tyre. He had to do it while the other riders went past him. After some 45 kilometres racing, 2 kilometres to go, he was left to ride on the rear rim, devoid of any tyre. Not too bad on the road section, but he had troubles when he was going around the corners ahead of him. So agony then for the man who'd been in the lead, to have all those riders go past him, and Martinez saw his man in front of him and closed him up. And just like a snake striking, wham, got him. and straight past. Relief for Martinez then, who really had been in a position to lose that jersey, and disappointment for Pallhuber, who's now fighting to stay upright on his bike, but coming in toward the finish, he had great problems and crashed down. But as far as his teammate was concerned, H.Pallhuber rode into victory. One might question why he didn't stop and give his rear wheel to his teammate. Technically, he might have been fined or even banned from the race. I don't know what the rules would have said, but certainly Pallhuber could have done with that back wheel or that bike. The one thing about mountain biking, you would only have a restricted amount of help on races like this. So amazing performance then for this man who was 5th last year in the under-23 Italian Championships. Came good on the day when Diamondback set about the Sun team. 32 seconds after H.Pallhuber crossed the line, Varsage led in the chasers. R.Hoydahl was in 3rd spot, Lazon in 4th.
How many kilometers?
2 kilometers.
Disappointment then for the Diamondback team that 2 kilometres ago their man who looked so certain to not only take over the stage but also take over the green jersey was having just to do all he could to stay upright. Martinez came in, joy all over his face. What a contrast though to the complete disappointment that was going to be seen on Pallhuber's face when he came in. Well, just saying here that I think I've won the tour. I saw Pallhuber with a puncture. And he had to take off the back tire. And he took many risks to come on with that back wheel. I thought, in fact, he might have to walk in, but that's life. My strength is not what it has been. After falling yesterday, but lucky today I was able to keep my advantage. And eventually then Pallhuber came in, absolutely disgusted with that problem. One can feel for him too. They only take one in a tube, one of those special bombs that inflates the back tire quickly. So he had the misfortune, he had no chance of repairing the back wheel. And not only that, showing evidence of that crash. Bitterly disappointed, tears streaming down his cheeks. It's moments like this when you have to feel for any sportsman. The world champion had given his all this day. Not only did he lose the stage, he lost the chance of taking the jersey because he was way down on the classification, finishing 3 minutes and 55 seconds, sorry, 2 minutes 55 seconds down on the winner.
No, you see everything. The luck is not on my side. I flighted 2 times and
Showing.
How do you feel down?
in the first downhill, just I don't make attention, and I touched with my pedals on a stone and fall down. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was I had 2 flat tires. My bike didn't work anymore, so couldn't do anything more. So I lose everything today.
You think you have lost the tour?
Please?
You think you have lost the tour?
Yeah, I tried to attack today because Miguel didn't look very well, so without bad luck maybe I can get the jersey today, but now it's far away.
So disappointed, Pallhuber goes away. Now 2 minutes and 7 seconds down on Martinez, with one big long stage tomorrow ahead of him. Could he stand the pain with that accident? I wonder.
Je crois qu'aujourd'hui ça nous a souri et bon, je sais pas quoi dire de plus. C'est vrai que
well, he's saying here, it's a fine day for the Sun team. We were lucky, and I don't know what I can say. And now then from H.Pallhuber, he's saying it's a mixed day for our team. For me it was good, of course, but when you see what happened to
promesso una cosa del genere,
H.Pallhuber.
non avremmo creduto neanche noi.
Everyone is very concerned about him.
Ce genre d'exploit aujourd'hui?
Non, franchement, pas du tout. Je m'attendais vraiment pas à ça. Bon, à un moment donné, on m'a dit
He's saying here that I didn't expect to do so well today and get this kind of result because actually was second. People told me that I was fourth or fifth. I tried not to lose hope at the very end, and it just shows you that anything can happen to you. So there I said, I'm second now, I'm very happy.
I see it started, everyone went really fast up the first climb, and I couldn't go particularly fast, and I started to move up into near the front group, and then I had a flat tyre, then I stopped and fixed my bike again, and then I had a crash on one of the long descents. It was quite a very scenic descent, but I've got to save my energy for the World Cup, so I took it easy from there on.
Then coming in 58th, 12 minutes and 8 seconds down. That's the top 10 on the leaderboard there, but what a disaster for some of the riders. Chris O'Hara said the other Sun rider punctured. He came in 17 minutes and 16 seconds down. 3 riders abandoned, so at least 83 in the race, and they're looking at the overall situation. Rasmussen's dropped because he finished last, 31 minutes and 25 seconds down after his puncture too. So some days full of elation, some days are full of pain, and H.Pallhuber had his today. A busy man after the race was the race doctor. Here, Rasmussen, he really took a bad pacing day. Exactly what happened?
How are you?
What a fucking day. Sorry to say it. I got 2 stitches in my leg and crashed really bad out there. I was with H.Pallhuber. We had 2 minutes, and I think I could have won this stage without the accident. I had really good legs today, but I blew it on the downhill. That's what happens.
Bad luck then to Rasmussen, and the doctor having so many people to treat. He's saying here that it's very difficult at this stage today. A lot of tired riders this part of the race, and there were a lot of crashes, including H.Pallhuber. But you can be sure that we'll try and get him fit and back on his bike and riding as soon as possible. So a disappointing day then. Another look back at H.Pallhuber that was all set to get the victory. We look at him now though, just riding on to the what they call the liaison stage when they go through to the next town in convoy, but Rasmussen wasn't going to go any further. He was in too much trouble.
Okay.
So what happened?
I've got, I don't know how many stitches, maybe you can, but it's a bunch of them. It's not looking nice at all. And I'm retiring from the race because it's too rough with 150 kilometers in the next 24 hours. That's not possible.
So Rasmussen then finished third, the Junior World Championship in 1992, out of the race. Well, that's the stage tomorrow then, 89 kilometres in all. A long stage for them from Cru-les-Bains to Dragny-Gien. 89 kilometres in all, 2,100 metres of climbing. It's going to be a tough day in the saddle for the riders, and the pain of the crashes will certainly take its toll too. But Martinez goes into the final day well and truly in the lead.